Writing correspondence via print or email. Business transactions and negotiations are communicated effectively using different channels. This is where you send a letter to someone you don't know personally. In the advent of computer technology, most business organizations communicate through the internet and platforms of social media. Despite the efficiency brought by the internet, some companies still utilize the typical business letters to communicate with other businesses, their clients, and other stakeholders. Your goal is making your letter clear, concise, constructive, and professional. Business letters are formal letters used for business to client, or client to business correspondence. Business letter is often sent from one company to another, from a company to its clients, employees, and stakeholders. There are a number of elements to a business letter. These are the date and sender's address, recipient's address, salutation, body of the letter, and closing paragraph according to Gumbel 2017. A business letter uses a formal language. The style of the letter depends on the relationship between the parties. A business letter is written for many reasons. It is used to request direct information or action from another party. It is a request where the other party needs to cooperate in response to the letter. Second, order supplies for a supplier. Letter used in business for ordering supplies and products and exchange of goods. And 3, identify a mistake that may be committed. Letter addressed immediately to rectify the mistake. 4th, reply directly to a request. There is an immediate reply of the request. And 5th one is apologize for a wrong or simply to convey goodwill. Letter humbly acknowledge shortcomings and make amends to the mistakes. A business letter is also very useful because it produces a permanent record. It is confidential and formal, and it delivers persuasive and well-considered messages. The most important element in writing a business letter is its accuracy. Accuracy that means no error in grammar, spelling, and punctuation. Writing Center of the University of North Carolina explained that business writing should be clear and concise. Clear and concise means choosing your words deliberately, constructing your sentences carefully, and using grammar properly. You have to be straight to a point in a way that your reader can easily comprehend. Always remember that your purpose is to communicate the information and to be understood by your reader. For beginners, it is a good idea to read or review business letters and emails examples for your office or from the internet before writing your own. Preparing endorsement and follow-up letter may be easy to some, but to others, the writing task is challenging because these letters are rarely written or seldom required at work. An endorsement letter is written by a former employer or a business associate to support the fact that the person being endorsed by them is a good candidate or trustworthy person, and they are vouching for it in one sense or another. Ways on how to request an endorsement. Number 1, state who you are, the name of your company or organization, and your position or role. Number 2, use clear, specific language to request the endorsement. 3, explain why you are requesting the endorsement. 4, include guidelines for the format, length, or content of the endorsement letter. Number 5, indicate by when you need the letter of endorsement. 6, considering providing a pre-addressed stamped envelope with your request letter if the endorsement letter is to be mailed. 7, if you plan to make a follow-up call to the reader, indicate in your letter when you intend to do so. Number 8 and last, thank the reader by considering the endorsement.
Give an endorsement. Number 1, indicate what or who it is that you are endorsing. Make your endorsement specific so that your readers know exactly what you are endorsing. If you are endorsing a product, describe specifically how occasion on which he or she did something for you. Number 2, substantiate or give reason for your endorsement. An endorsement should be like recommendation letter. It should say specific things that you can substantiate or give reason. For example, I endorse him because he is super smart, writes well, and works very hard. Number 3, if you are endorsing a person for a particular position, role, job, and etc., including how long you have known the person in what capacity, the positive qualities of the person that make him or her a sustainable candidate for endorsement, including accomplishment and abilities and etc. Be as specific as possible. For example, I have known Sarah Smith since 2005 when I supervised her while working as senior program manager at XYZ company. During that time, Sarah reported directly to me and I observed her work ethic firsthand. Number 4, if necessary, indicate what next step that should be taken or what will happen next. Include a time frame if appropriate. State what the next step is and when it should happen if appropriate. Include the name of the person responsible for the step, the date by which the next step should be complete, or a specific time frame for taking the action. Number 5, you may want to include your contact information and offer to give further information upon request. Because this is a personal letter, I guess signing your name instead of using type signature, you may want to include your contact information and offer to give further information on upon request. Number 6, conclude your letter by summarizing the reason for the endorsement and by restating your endorsement of the person or project and etc. Be sure to include your endorsement letter by summarizing the reason for your endorsement and by restating your endorsement of the person or project and etc. You may also wish to extend an invitation to meet with you, have coffee or lunch to discuss the subject further. Writing a follow-up letter. A follow-up letter is as important as other forms of communication. It is an effective means of establishing a good relationship between you and the recipient. A follow-up letter is best written after a business meeting or a job interview, or after making a great business contract. It provides on a venue continue communication and connects the point discussed and agreed during the previous meeting. A good follow-up letter should be written in a formal tone and have all necessary information about the previous discussion, including time and date, place, participants, and purpose of the meeting. When writing a follow-up letter, make sure to observe grammar, flow, and spelling errors as well. Writing follow-up letter can make a great impact on your future career and expect success. It is never easy to write a follow-up letter. As a matter of fact, it is always time-consuming and daunting. Most of people are not familiar with the task and they do not know how to start or what to include in the content of the letter. For this reason, you can get help from the internet. As you write the follow-up letter, bear in mind that it needs to be fairly formal. Use more appropriate words and phrases. Write your thoughts straight to the point. Do not go around the bush. Read and proofread it thoroughly. Use grammar checking tool and comprehensive spell checker. Keep a good dictionary as your essential references for words. Let's consider some tips from Learn English to help you write a better follow-up letter. Here are what you need to include. Start with your name, address, city, zip code, telephone number. Include the next recipient's details. Note that in a follow-up letter, you are going to write the same person you had originally written to or contact with. Next, add the salutation. In the first line, mention that you had written earlier and have received a response yet. You can mention here if you had called. Actually, you let him know that you are writing in this line. State your request or interest if you are writing inquiring about a job vacancy for which you had sent a job application to rate your key skills experiences and state why you think you are a great potential. Invite for contact and thank for their attention. Close with signature. Here are more things that you need to remember than the actual steps to write the letter. Add refresh and sign to your old appeal. Do not write photocopy of your old letter. Take at best 2 days after a meeting or a job interview to write a follow-up letter. Work while the memories are still refreshed in the recipient's mind. If you're sent a CV, wait 7 days before sending the follow-up letter. The employer is likely very busy, hence the late response, so keep your letter short. Do not bring up your full CV in the letter. Hold the internet and attention with nice wording, not boring. Next, do not convey negative sentiments in your letter even if you are frustrated by their speed and sincerely. Next, indicate how you are want to proceed next in your letter if you think it is needed. Next, be extremely polite even if you feel like they've been ignoring you by ignoring your past letter. Next, to polish and professional edit and prove that you had sent letters earlier. Next, follow up again if required.
So sample of a follow-up letter. So sample A. Hello David, thanks for a great meeting yesterday. I feel the presentation was a success and feedback from you and your team was encouraging. Based on some of the points raised by you in the meeting, I had some further ideas, particularly related to the print media campaign. I hope I can raise them next time we meet. Speaking of which, how about we schedule another presentation in around a week time? I can then prepare the projection reports team asked for, and I will call you by the end of the week to confirm a meeting of time. Yours sincerely, Garrett Ewing. Sample B. So for the sample B, Dear Dr. Greg, it was a great speaking with you and the team last time. We are all excited about this new partnership between your university and ours. I would like to gently follow up on the memorandum of agreement which we discussed last meeting. Once I receive the agreement, I will endorse it to our legal department for review, and I will return it to you soonest so our university can commence with our activities. I am looking forward to a productive partnership with you. Cheers! Best regards, Dr. Christopher.